You have a money operating system running in the background of your brain, and most of it was installed before you were 10 years old. Stuff like money is hard to make, I'm just bad with money, rich people are greedy, if I save, I'm missing out. You did not consciously choose any of that, but those beliefs have been quietly driving every money decision you make. Until you update your operating system, you keep reliving the same paycheck to paycheck story on repeat. Today we're going to start reviewing that story. Hi, I'm Christine and I help people build a life of freedom, choice and abundance through financial literacy. This is episode 2 in our 3-part series on money and psychology. In episode 1, Why Positive Thinking Won't Make You Rich, we talked about how positive thinking is a primer, not a paycheck. Mindset without action is just daydreaming. Real wealth comes from awareness, money psychology, simple systems, and consistency. Today is the middle piece, money psychology. Why you keep repeating the same patterns even when you know better. And episode 3, we're going practical with 5 daily habits that rewire your brain for wealth. That's where we lock this in with simple, repeatable actions. Before we dive in, hit subscribe and turn on the notifications so you don't miss episode 3. This is a 3-part system. You honestly need all 3. Let's be honest. Most money mindset advice out there is fluff. Think positive. Visualize your dream life. Say, I'm rich 10 times in the mirror. That is not psychology. That is avoidance with glitter on top. Real money psychology is about understanding why you avoid opening your banking app, why you overspend when you're stressed or bored, why you feel guilty when you finally keep some money, why every time you get ahead, something comes up and wipes you out. These are not character flaws. You're not lazy, you're not stupid, you're not doomed. They're just patterns, and patterns can be changed. But first, we have to stop telling ourselves pretty stories and look at what's actually going on. Let's do something slightly uncomfortable. Think of the last money decision you made that you regret. Maybe it was a big impulse purchase. Maybe it was using your credit card when you knew that it would sting later. Maybe it was buy now, pay later for your groceries. By the way, when I say buy now, pay later, I mean those services like Afterpay or Zip where they let you take something home today and you pay it off in chunks later. Got that money regret in mind? Good. Stick with me because by the end of this episode, you'll understand exactly why you made that decision and how to make a different one next time. Here's the big idea most people miss. You don't change your money long term by forcing new actions. You change your money by upgrading your identity. Most people try to fix their finances like this. Download a strict budgeting template, swear they'll never use credit cards again, and promise they'll be good this month. And it works for about 3 weeks. Then life happens, the car rego is due, work is stressful, you're tired, and suddenly the old habits are back. Why? Because you're trying to bolt a new action onto an old identity. If deep down you see yourself as someone who is bad with money, a spender, the one who always struggles, your brain will quietly work to prove that that's true. It will nudge you to ignore your bills, tell you, stuff it, I deserve this at the shops. Convince you that saving is pointless because something will just go wrong anyway. Your identity drives your behavior, and your behavior creates your results. So the real question is not, how do I stop overspending? The real question is, who do I need to become to make a different money decision? Let's flip a few common examples. Instead of, I need to save $500 this month, try, I'm someone who prioritizes my future. One is pressured, the other is identity. Instead of, I have to stop using buy now, pay later, try, I'm someone who only buys what I genuinely can afford today. And just to be super clear again, buy now, pay later is those services that say, don't worry about the full price now, just split it over 4 easy payments. It feels harmless, but if you're already living paycheck to paycheck, it's like laying little financial landmines into your next few pays. One more. Instead of, I'm trying to get better with my money, try, I'm becoming the kind of person who is calm and confident with money. You're telling your brain, this is who we are now. Let's line up our decisions with that goal. When your identity shifts, your decisions start to feel like alignment, not punishment. You're not on a money diet, you're just living as a version of you who takes care of your future. Quick question. If you had to finish this sentence honestly, when it comes to money, I'm the kind of person who, what comes up? Never gets ahead, always stuffs it up, is trying but keeps falling over. That sentence is your current money story. The rest of this episode is about upgrading it. Section 2. Let's walk through the 4 really common psychology traps that quietly sabotage you. 1. Your money story. From childhood, we absorb money stories like, we can't afford that. Money doesn't grow on trees. People like us don't get rich. Talking about money is rude. You may have seen fights about bills or one parent hiding purchases from another. As a kid, you don't question any of this. You just absorb it as truth. Fast forward to adulthood, that old script is still running in the background. You might feel guilty spending on yourself. Believe wealth is for other people. Stay in a job you hate because money feels scary. Tiny homework for later. Write down every money message you remember hearing growing up. Then ask, is that fact or just a script I inherited? That awareness alone is powerful. 2. Loss aversion. Your brain hates losing money more than it loves gaining money. Losing $100 feels worse than gaining $100 feels good. So what happens? You avoid investing because you're scared of seeing your balance go down. You keep all your money in a regular account where inflation quietly eats it. You cling to safety that isn't actually safe. I want you to remember this line. Not making a decision with your money is still a decision. Sometimes staying where you are is actually the riskiest option. 3. Present bias. Our brains are wired to prefer now over later. $50 takeout tonight feels better than an extra $50 in savings. Scrolling and online shopping feels better than logging into our banking app. Saying yes to everyone else feels better than saying, I can't afford that right now. This is why automation is so powerful, and we'll go deep on that in other content and inside my mini course. If you set up an automatic transfer to savings or debt the day you get paid, your future you gets looked after before your present bias brain gets a chance to hijack it. 4. Self-worth tied to your bank balance. This one is sneaky. If you've ever thought, I've always been the broke one, I'm not smart enough for money stuff, I always ruin things anyway, then every time you start doing better, it actually feels uncomfortable. You're stepping outside of your old identity. So you unconsciously find ways to bring yourself back down to what feels familiar. An unexpected bill arrives. You treat yourself a bit too hard, or you just stop checking in with your money. Here's the truth. Your bank balance is not a measure of your worth as a human. It's just a snapshot of your behaviors and systems up until today, and those can be changed. Let me tell you a real example from my own life. Years ago, I was in a real tough spot financially and emotionally. Work stress, anxiety, a lot of how did I end up here moments. Logically, the sensible thing to do would have been to play it small, stay safe, and just survive. Instead, I did something that terrified me. I invested in learning how money really works. I joined a property investment education program and spent money on my financial education when it felt like I couldn't afford it. My old identity screamed at me, who do you think you are? You're not good with money. What if you fail and waste this? But there was a small, quiet voice that said, I'm done living like this. I'm becoming someone who makes intentional financial decisions. That one decision didn't instantly make me rich, but it completely changed how I saw myself. I went from, I'm just someone who hopes the bills will get paid, to I'm someone who learns, makes plans, and builds wealth on purpose. From there came property deals, rebuilding after huge setbacks, crossing 7 figures in our net worth over time. And now teaching this stuff so that you don't have to learn it the hard way. The money follows identity shift, not the other way around. If you're listening to this thinking, yep, that's me, I can see my patterns, I just don't know how to change them, you're exactly who I had in mind when I started designing something called the Money Reset mini course. It's a short psychology first mini course designed to help you uncover your money stories, spot your triggers and self-sabotaging patterns, put simple systems in place so you're not relying on willpower. Get a few quick wins in the next 7 to 14 days so you actually feel progress. Each lesson is only about 5 to 10 minutes long, with simple worksheets and checklists you can download. It's not a massive 47 module beast. It's doable, especially if you're working full-time and feeling overwhelmed. If you want early access when it's ready, join our mailing list using the link in the description. No pressure, just an invitation if you know you need more support to actually apply what we're talking about here. So, now you understand some of the psychology. Your identity quietly drives your financial behavior. Old money stories from your childhood are still influencing you. Your brain is wired to fear loss, chase instant comfort, and cling to what feels familiar. None of that means you're broken. It just means you're human. The big question now is, how do I actually rewire this? Not just in theory, but in our daily lives. That's what we're going to cover in episode 3, 5 daily habits that rewire your brain for wealth. These are simple, doable, even on low energy, designed to help you create new neural pathways over time. We'll connect your identity, your habits, and the systems that make wealth feel inevitable, not accidental. So if you haven't already, make sure that you subscribe so you don't miss it. If this episode helped you to see your money patterns in a new light, do 2 things for me. Hit subscribe and turn on the notifications so you catch episode 3. 5 daily habits that rewire your brain for wealth. Next, drop a comment and tell me, which money patterns or beliefs hit hardest for you today? Was it your money stories, loss aversion, present biases, or self-worth? Your comment does 2 things. It helps you name the pattern. That's the first step to changing it. And it helps the YouTube algorithm show this video to more people who are stuck in the same cycle. By the way, if money feels tight right now, I made you a free 3-step action plan to help you break the cycle of debt. The link is in the description. I'll see you in episode 3. You don't want to miss it.